All right. And there we go. So you started on Xbox. What was your highest rank on Xbox? And then when you moved to
Diamond.
PC, where are you at now?
In twos, I'm at Plat 3 D1, like back and forth over and over and
Mm-hmm.
over again. Um, Funny story is, two of my friends, both of them being champs, I've played with them for my 10, initial games for
Mm-hmm.
threes, and somehow I went into like gold two.
You went into gold too. Did you win most of them?
Yeah, and like I wasn't playing badly either. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I was either, second score or very close to second score. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not like I was doing badly against all these other champs we were playing against. And they said it had to do something with they've been trying to punish people lately for getting carried under shit. So I don't know if that was the cause or what, or I was just having an off day and I thought I was doing good, but they were
Right.
surprised as well. I don't know.
I mean, I've
And
had
now it's kind of like gotten in my head. So I've been playing like absolute shit for like a week now, and I'm like, okay, I just need to talk to somebody
I
about
mean,
this.
definitely those like lows can happen, like when you run into a rut, right? But as far as I know with the ranking system, how it works is that when you're doing a new account, new placements and everything, yes, that at least from what I've noticed is that when I have like friends that are doing their placements for the first time, they will typically start lower because if I'm playing with them, like just by like the nature of the games that we get in, they're not able to do as much, and then they therefore don't get as many touches, and their score is lower, and they get placed in gold or platinum, even if we win a lot of our games.
Yeah,
But what I do know is a factor is in what order you lose those games in for the first 10 placements. Because if you're winning a lot of games in the beginning, they'll skyrocket your MMR like really high to
hmm,
start, getting you up really big. And then if you start losing later games, you will get punished less than if you were to lose those games in the beginning. So let's say
gotcha.
one person goes 7-3 and they won the first seven and lost the last three, they're probably going to get placed Diamond 2. If they lose their first three and then win their next seven, they're probably going to get placed in plat. Like,
Okay,
just because they're getting placed in lower level
and
games
I
for the
think that's
rest of
how it
those
happened.
sevens. So all of that could be possible, and it could be totally placebo what you're thinking with
Yeah,
yourself. I mean, you did get to diamond, right? And how long ago was that before you switched to PC? Like
twos. I'm diamond in twos, or
diamond
I
and
was.
twos.
I might
Okay.
be plat three right now. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm either plat three, div four, or D1.
Okay. In
So
twos.
yeah,
Okay. So, I mean, if you're playing with a champ, right? And I don't know, it'll kind of like depend. Then I figured when you said you're like second on scoreboard, I figured that you meant like you were playing threes and you were like second.
oh yeah,
Uh,
that was threes.
oh,
Yeah,
that
that was
was
threes.
threes. Oh, so you did your placements
Yes.
there. Okay, now I kind of
I
get
did
it.
my placements in threes, and that's what just after doing my placement in twos. Like
Now I
we
see.
went from twos, and then another guy joined us, and we went to threes.
All right. Well,
So
there are a couple ways that we could do this too. So one is where if you have replays already that you're like that you're very confused on, or that you feel like you did well in, but you're not sure how you still lost the game, or games that it was just a complete blowout and you're wondering how like this happened, like how you feel useless, like those kind of games.
yeah,
Those
I think
work.
I just had one that I marked. I'm not sure,
Uh
and
huh.
I'd have to look at it first to see if it was
Right. Like the other option that we could do is that you can, screen share your game, and then I will watch it and I will commentate if you want me to. Some people get distracted by that. If that bothers you, then we can just hang around and I'll kind of ask you questions here and there. And then after that game, you send me that replay, and then we go in detail of the game that you go into. So up to you, like whether we watch a live gameplay footage or if you have a replay you'd already like to say send.
um. Actually, just because I think the replay game that I sent, I wanted to look over, but I just haven't. I would
Mm-hmm.
rather just do a new one because I just feel like I've been playing horribly lately,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to fix something
Yeah, we'll
wrong. I
see
need
it
to
in the
figure it out and
moment
fix
too.
it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So instead of don't stream Rocket League, go to share screen or window, and then click on the screen that you're going to be sharing. And I don't need to hear noise. That's essentially it'll just share what's going on your screen rather than trying to stream the full
So
screen
how
application.
how am I doing this?
So in our DMs, you go
Yep.
to the far left and then share screen or window. Um, it'll look. I can share my screen too. So
Yeah, can you just show me where that is? I have not
Yeah,
done that in Discord.
there you go. So this is my Discord. It might be confusing with all
Okay.
the stuff, but click on this option right here on the left side, and it won't have
Oh,
all
I
these
see it.
options for you. But there you go. And then you share the screen that you're going to be sharing.
I just click on it.
Yeah, you click on the screen that you're sharing, and then you press whatever it is.
Share screen or window.
Yeah, and then it'll be your
And
entire
yes,
screen.
there you go.
Perfect. There we go. Put that up, full screen that, and yeah. Yeah, we just got done with the tournament today. We didn't win, unfortunately, but
Oh no, I forgot to ask. Sorry about that.
oh no, don't worry about that. I figured just fill the time with, what's going on. Didn't end up panning out the way we needed it to, but we'll come back next time. Do you need a warm-up game as well? You need a
I've been playing off and on today, so I think I'll be all right to just play.
yeah, just jump into whatever playlist you feel comfortable in. I am mainly my main focus in my games is threes. Can we do ranked instead? I want it to be like a very competitive
sorry.
game. Yeah.
Come on. Oh, gotta cancel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, gold 2.
Gold 2 and threes. I mean, you just started in threes, right? You're a twos
Oh,
player.
and I dropped down to Div 1 and Plat 3.
That's fine. Just go on to it. But,
It's been that grind back and forth. You know what I mean?
yeah, like you've been going up and down, and like maybe entering diamond and then going back down into plat. And it'll
Exactly.
fluctuate pretty
And then
crazily.
you know you win 10, you go up a couple divs, and you lose 2, and you go down a couple divs.
Oh, tell me about it. Oh
10
my
steps
God.
forward and 30 steps back is what it seems
Today
like.
we were playing a bunch of threes games, and even though we won, I think, probably like 6 games, and we lost 4 of them, we went down 30 points or something like that. It was pretty ridiculous. The screen's a little bit laggy, but I can still see what's going on. Will it distract you if I'm telling you certain things
No.
like on the field? Okay, cool.
No.
So you're missing a lot of boost pads, so just make sure you're pathing over the boost pads as you're going over them. This guy's gonna try to hit it across. Oh my God! It will be laggy in the video. It's like going at about a frame per second.
It's like super. Yeah, I think it just has some. Oh shit! I wouldn't even. I looked over my other screen. My fault.
No
It's
problem.
super laggy on Discord, and it's even laggy a little bit in my game, which I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Well, if it is like distracting from the gameplay and everything, then you could stop screen sharing and then you just save this replay, and we'll go over the replay as it goes on. And I can still ask you questions about your game, like history with the game and what you want out of it as well.
All right.
Up to you.
Give me another set. I think it is for some reason making this. I don't know if it's just the computer having an issue.
Are you in full screen or are you in borderless?
Borderless.
Okay. It's pretty CPU intensive if you share screen and you're in borderless. So I don't know how your CPU is with your PC, but or your graphics too.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn that off.
That's fine.
It's getting difficult.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see what's going on exactly in the game and how we're moving.
Let me see if we can get a. Yeah, I'll just if it's cool with you, I'll just
Yeah, no, that's cool with me.
turn that off as soon as the next goal is scored. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm like missing things that
I
I
mean,
should
yeah,
not be
it
missing.
looks pretty laggy, so I can't tell what line you're taking on your aerial or how you're really going up and stuff, but and since this game is so fast paced, right, you kind of need
Yeah.
like full vision of everything. Nice. So, if you were to estimate how many hours you have in Rocket League, how many hours do you think you have?
Let me. How do I stop sharing? Maybe that'll help. I'd have to look at Xbox. I played a lot on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have 30 or so in this so far.
You have 30 on PC and probably like.
30 on PC within like the last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'd say maybe 1,000 or
Maybe a
so.
thousand.
If
Okay.
that, yeah,
And then when'd you start too? Was that like a couple years ago or like just in the last
about
year?
6 months.
Oh, really? Oh, so you haven't been really playing that long.
No,
I think I started in January, like mid-January of 2016.
really.
So yeah, I've been playing the game for
See,
about
rotating,
3 years ish. Um, I think, and then I moved on to like try to do competitive in March
I'm not
of
gonna
that
get
year, and
that.
we got smacked a lot. So
Yeah, I got to a point. I I started playing another game. I got into a sandbox MMO pretty hardcore,
hmm.
and I stopped playing this for probably about 2 months.
Okay, so really you've only been playing
And
for 4 months.
yeah, and oh, yeah, I'd say something like that.
Hmm.
Oh shit, he should have followed that. Um, Hold on a second.
All good.
And so that happened, and that's right when I felt like I was getting really good. Like I was really starting to make sense of what needed to happen,
Hmm.
and um, and I stopped right at that point, which was kind of dumb.
I mean, stuff happens, right? We can't
Yeah,
always play all the
and
time. Yeah.
and now I come back and I was doing good again, and I felt really confident, and
Hmm.
um, and then just things have been happening lately that I'm like, okay, this shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. Why I'm rotating correctly, and I'm learning a lot of things, playing a little more competitively,
Hmm.
and it's not working out for me. Shit, flipped the
Hmm.
wrong way.
And when you play
And
ranked,
I'm
do
making
you?
little.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna
Go
say
ahead.
when you play ranked, do you normally solo queue in your games, or do you usually play with friends that are higher rank or lower rank or at your rank? Like, how do you like
I
to play
usually
ranked?
play with friends. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not a. I mean, I will go play, but I feel like without talking to people,
Hmm.
like I'm not getting a good. Um, like I wanna be able to talk to teammates and um,
Like about the game or like about
yeah, like what's going on? What's going
Oh,
on? Like,
okay.
hey, I
So like
got that.
comms and stuff.
Can you rotate? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of leaning towards the side of a more like competitive style where you're forming a team basically and going into comms and stuff. But a
Yeah.
lot of this game when you're solo queuing is kind of
Like that,
understanding
I should not
players'
have missed.
behaviors.
I,
uh,
I just I feel like I'm rushing a lot
mhm.
because I've been trying to play a lot faster because a lot of my friends are high diamond, low champ. I played with a couple of grand champs that I'm not friends with, but I'm acquaintances with.
Mhm. And you've
So
got to
I've
see
been
them
playing a whole
play
lot
and
faster. Yeah,
uh-huh.
like I when I play with them, I play a lot better. So it's like,
Well, it could be like when you've changed how comfortable you are with the pace of the game, and it's kind of hard to, or at least for me, right? Like, if you put me in plat right now and I just play the same way that I would play in Grand Champ, it would be very difficult for me to climb.
yeah,
Only because, well, I mean, I shouldn't say very difficult, but like the way that I would play would not be conducive to winning, like destroying the games, right? Where
yes,
a lot of it is like being patient or getting to the ball really quickly and smacking the ball because they're going to try to go for a fake, right? Like, stuff like that, where it's like higher level thinking, and you might be starting to get exposed to that kind of stuff. But when you put back in your own rank, the game's not played the same at all. It's very
yes,
much like charge at the ball and, well, wait at the ground, wait on the ground the whole time, then charge at the ball and jump up for little aerials and then knock it to a side and hope that it goes in.
yeah,
Can be
and
pretty
and it's really
confusing.
frustrating playing with that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I think I'm thinking at a higher level than the people that I'm with in the game, and it's getting very frustrating. Like, why are you going after the ball that I'm obviously dribbling? Why are you not rotating? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that?
Hmm.
It's just it gets very frustrating really quickly.
And there are definitely reasons why all those things happen and why we give up goals and whatnot. Like, even beyond just like, hey, I'm making the right play. But it's really like we got to ask ourselves too, like, is it the right play, right? Like, considering everything, right? Because maybe, like, going for a fake on a gold, right, seems like a smart play. Well, I should say going on for a fake on a player when you're on one side of the field that's charging you will make a lot of sense, right, in most of the games you're playing in. But then you put him against a gold too, right? And that guy's not thinking about that. Like, why would he? He's never seen someone purposefully not hit the ball, right? And so now you went for the fake, but the guy just hits it past you, and someone's thinking, hey, like, if I just hit this is a goal, right? Why are you going for this ball? But it's because we didn't think that the guy's not thinking as well. That considering our rank, how are these people playing the game? And that's how you climb. At least that's how people who are smurfing climb, is they kind of just play their game and they understand their limitations and their teammates and their opponent's potentials. It's the same thing where, like, if I try to give passes to, like, if I was in gold and I tried to do passing plays in gold, I'm not going to be scoring, Like, I could be giving them the best pass of their life, and they're going to whiff or they're going to hit crossbar, and that's okay. But I just have to do something else, not rely on my teammates to that level.
I play, like, a lot of twos with a buddy of mine that's high diamond, and I play almost primarily Shadow the entire game because he's pressing, and I'll just play Shadow the entire game, and it works perfectly. And that level of player, Shadow works very well against, because they're doing a lot of the pop-ups and hits that you can save from that position.
Right.
But then I go back, I'm in Plat, and I'm playing Shadow in a group of 2 or 3, and being the last person back, I force myself to try to do that and not overextend. And it just seems like it backfires every time. Like, people are hitting such random hits on the ball.
You can definitely feel like
what in the hell is going on? How do I get this replay to you?
Oh, so save it, right? You got it saved and everything?
Yep.
Is that the game you want to go with too? Because we had that beginning part and everything.
Not really, but
okay. I'll extend the time if you want, if you have the time and everything. Don't worry about that.
I'll play one more then.
Okay, yeah. Because I don't think that's gonna be a good analysis, to be honest. But, what was I saying? Shoot. That it can seem random, and it is most of the time. Like, it is random, right? But there is, like, a direction that their car's facing, right? And there's, like, ways to tell just from the language of their car how they're going to hit it. Yeah. And we know kind of by default that they're going to want to hit it no matter what. Is the play awkward for them? Is it, a pretty easy hit for them? Is the ball on the ground? Is it bouncing? Like, all that kind of stuff kind of plays in. And it's not stuff you have to constantly think about, but those are just kind of the reasons to why balls bounce the certain ways that they do. And we have to be ready to cut those off at any moment, especially if we're playing threes too, because it's really chaotic what's going on in those games. Ones is a little bit different because you kind of play your own game and you are studying the player naturally because it's a 1v1, so you're constantly looking at them. Twos is kind of in the middle of those things, except you're kind of allowed to go for aerials as long as you can recover quick enough. And so do you think that your recoveries are decent?
I think so.
Like, yeah, because that'll definitely play into how fast of a player you are too. Hello? I think you cut out.
Are you there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think you cut out right on that sentence.
I'm getting an unplugged signal on the Field Rocket League here.
Yeah, I get that issue. I have Spectrum, and for some reason it disconnects me. Like, every hour I get a disconnect for 3 seconds, and I'm like, okay, well.
I mean, it should not be happening with the internet I have. I mean, I live in a decent sized city, and I have a gig connection. So
you got Google Fiber kind of stuff?
No, I have Comcast. It's just
shoot.
Let me see if I can rejoin this. I might be getting back in. Yeah, there we go, back in. All right. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. What was I going to say? Shoot, I totally forgot my train of thought.
Oh shit, that was completely my fault.
But yeah, a lot of this game is studying behavior too, and I think that's a
And
huge problem a lot of lower level people have because they're really focused on the ball or they're focused on like their own play, and they know what their play does to other players generally, but they're not really thinking about what this play will do to the player that they're playing against because they haven't been reading them long enough. So
yeah.
could also, how do you think you are mechanically?
So I have my moments, and
Okay.
that's what I'm struggling with right now. I think I'm thinking about other things too much, and my mechanics are suffering because of it.
Mm-hmm. Could be too.
So
Like, I mean, I don't know if you believe talking like with comms distracts you from like the game itself, but I know that there are players that I work with that if they start talking, they are not thinking as much about their own mechanical thing. They're thinking about the next play, which is good. But if they don't have the mechanics to compensate for them talking about the next play and describing the play to their teammates, that it can hinder their gameplay performance. Well,
um,
we're going to try to
I just
get you to
feel
not rely on communication because
yeah.
it's not
Well,
necessary for solo queue and not really necessary when you're calming with people until about like mid Grand Champ. Like around there is where I think that, you know, the average player does really well with comms at that level and is kind of necessary because you'll be naturally going up against high Grand Champs and you know, knowing every play is really important. There are even players though that are really good that don't require any comms, like even at the
should
highest
not
level of top 100, and those people are pros. So they're people that understand the game so well that everything's just innately, you know, wired into them. They know, okay,
yeah.
this guy's doing that. He's gonna think I'm doing this because I did this earlier. So I've seen this guy miss this aerial before, but it looks like he's online this time. All that stuff is like important to read.
Yeah. But I think if I get out of my own head as well,
Mm-hmm.
that's I'm like at that point where I feel like I'm like I said, understanding a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've been trying to do exactly what you said, more and more and more and more. Um, oh fuck me, damn it. Sorry.
All good, yeah. No worries. My YouTube's not like monetized at all, so
Okay.
not like I'm worried about getting demonetized.
Um, yeah, I should have hit that ball.
No, it's all
Um,
good. I would be lying if I never
the
said
talking
fuck,
can
fuck,
be a little
fuck,
bit
you know?
distracting, actually, but it's all good. I think I'm gonna get out of this what I want to anyway.
Mhm.
Um, he didn't go for that. So yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Mhm.
And I have the the knowledge of as far as what I want to do. Wow, he should not have hit that. Um, and I don't think I'm out of. Oh shit. Oh wow. Okay. I don't think I'm out of the realm of what I'm looking for. I mean, I know I'm not. I shouldn't be any higher than diamond. I should be in diamond.
Mhm.
As far as when I'm playing the way that I normally am playing,
Mhm.
but this last week has been like a nightmare for me, man. I don't know what's been going on, and like I haven't been making smart plays at all. Um, I just
And
figured, getting some
yeah,
help with it might be beneficial.
I wonder if it would be interesting too to check out a replay if you have one where you were in diamond too, and like seeing also like what you were doing differently in those games too,
Yeah,
and like I I know that when I hear a lot of players that are struggling like mentally with the game, a lot of the time it's like because they're thinking too much and they'll not really go for plays that often. They'll
yeah.
hesitate a lot because they're thinking
I've
too
been
much.
hesitating a lot lately. It's been driving me absolutely nuts. Like I'll usually be going for something,
Hmm.
and I just hesitate because I'm like, should I go for that? Should I not go for that? Is that a good play? And by that
Right.
time, it's already too late, you know?
Yes, exactly. And I mean, that plagues every player, including myself. You know, that eventually you play so much of the game that you are thinking about it so much that you're now almost outsmarting yourself. Where you're,
Yeah, and that's exactly what I think is going on.
there are a lot of different
Or
ways to
overtime,
combat
sorry.
that too. Yeah, no problem. There's a lot of different ways to combat that as well. But one of the big things I think for me, one is taking a break if you haven't already, which, depends. Like if you barely started and you're like, well, I barely started, so it doesn't really make much sense to take a break. So it's kind of like whether you feel burnt out on the game is a pretty important factor. Another big thing is if you don't feel like you're burnt out and that you're like, no, I'm actually like just playing the game normally like how I normally play, but it's just kind of I'm in a rut. You have friends that are champ and everything, and I don't know how like close you are with those people, but allowing you to ball chase like in game modes, whether it's normals or like a casual game or going into hoops, drop shot, stuff like that is not really like costly to you. Or if you have a Smurf as well, like one of those games going into and just like pounding the ball over and over again, not caring about people, for me at least, helps get me out of those kind of ruts, because then I'm not thinking about the play. I'm just thinking about getting the next touch, and I'm focusing on my mechanics. And I wasn't making the decision anyway, so might as well make it now. We'll see in the replay too, like when that comes.
Oh shit!
Whether it's hesitation or whether it's other things plaguing your
That was
gameplay.
definitely hesitation right there. Fuck me. Oh, I missed it. GG. That was my fault. Alright.
Okay. So you've never sent a replay before, right?
No, I have not. Like I said, damn it, now I'm flat too.
That's fine. Documents, my game. Okay, so there's like a pathway that I'm gonna type out, so it's like easier for you to read. Documents, my game.
Okay.
Rocket League, TA game. Demos. It'll look like that. So you go to your documents, then you go to my games, then Rocket League, TA game, demos, and it'll be the most recent replay will be in there. If it's not sorted by modified date, then you want to sort it by then. And when you find that file, you drag it into Discord and send it to me.
All right. So, documents. Rocket League. TA. Demos. Most recent one. There it is. Drag it into here.
There we go. Did you name it anything, or did you just leave it?
I literally just draw. Oh, I think I named it Imp Replay, maybe.
Okay, cool.
But in the file, it's just a bunch of letters and numbers.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. That stuff's random. It'll save as the name and stuff. I don't know how it works,
Right,
but
so let me go into here.
And I'll share my screen. And you can see the pen. Okay, cool. Okay. Options. I gotta turn my audio up again so that it'll come through in the video. And extras, replays. Imp replay. That's me.
Yep, that's you.
This game started in the middle. Oh, that's kind of weird.
It started.
Oh,
it started when I came back into the game.
Yeah, you came back into the game. Yeah. Okay. So we'll kind of ignore what's going on here. You're looking away a little bit too long already, because this ball's getting hit down the field, right? And whatever play is going to happen on this side of the field, we're not entirely sure because we don't know the location of this blue guy over here.
Yeah.
So we want to keep our eye generally in that vicinity. We already know where this boost is located, so we can just keep watching the play to see what happens. And if you see blue going to overtake this guy, Like right now, I have no idea what's going on. But if blue overtakes
Yeah.
him and it's on your side of the field, then you're on the back foot, and that 100 boost didn't mean anything. So he's got the play. You don't need to flip there either. If you were going to flip, you'd want to flip sooner, because you're already supersonic right here, and you flipping doesn't change how much speed you have. And it actually,
It's a habit I'm in. Yeah.
yeah, from here on until you finish your flip, you're not able to make a play on any of this ball. So it's actually a huge commit by you, because you could have came in actually and knocked this off his head and taken it up the wall. Up here.
That's what I said was my fault.
Yeah.
I went in late and he committed as well.
Yeah, it all stems from the jump, the flipping play right there. Okay, let's see if that's like a regular pattern. I don't like the kickoff either, just because, I mean, I don't know if this is a normal thing, because I'm seeing this.
No, it's not. I was literally, I don't know why I did.
No problem.
I did it a couple times this game, I think, and it was just, yeah.
This is your ball, like, okay, like just because this guy lands, right, and the way that it comes across, it's going to bounce down and up and out, which means that you can turn on this with your 100 boost and jump into the path of it, but I think you're just waiting too long. This is like another hesitation play.
Yeah, and
big thing too, your teammate is back in this left corner, right, and you're leaving the ball here. Take the boost. Do you know why we take the boost?
so they can't have it?
Yeah, because Rafi's going to want to hit it, right, or whatever his name is, Rafi, wants to hit this ball. And so that means that his car is going to fly forward and into the corner over here. And I want this guy to have as little boost as possible for that defensive play coming back. So take it away from him, because now I'm pretty sure he's going to land. Takes the boost, and now he has 100.
Yeah.
He would have had still a lot of boost, but you take that away from him just so that he can't get it. What are you? Echofive. You jump up well really early for this play too. Ball gets hit up high. You can stay on the ground. There's no reason to jump up, especially when it has a lot of forward momentum. Your idea, well, I mean, what you should have in your head is that as this ball's up in the air, go up as you're catching up when you see this circle coming up. A couple things, right? One, this ball's getting hit to him, right? Which means that it's coming faster to him than you are to it, right? Because you have to catch up to the ball. He just has to jump up and knock it away from you. So you don't want to overcommit on a play, just in general, like this, right? Take ball cam off during this moment to watch where this guy's going to be. It also allows you time to stay on the ground to catch up. There are a couple reasons for this. One is the traction from your wheels will generate a lot more forward momentum than you trying to fly through the air and cut through the air with no traction and using only boost. Two, you save a lot of boost by hitting supersonic and waiting under the ground here. And then three, you don't have to commit to an aerial play at all. Like, let's say this guy goes back the entire way and like plays defense. Well, now you just catch the ball on top of your head, and then you can dribble it if you want. Or you can choose to wait for it to bounce down on the ground, and then you take the shot as it bounces. There's a lot of different plays that can happen from this, but you choosing to go up here is not one of them. Take that. Well, I mean, the teammate, I guess, gets back. I would have taken this boost away right here, just because if this guy gets a good push on the ball, I would like him to have 0 boost in front of this path right here. Your teammate's going to flip back anyway, like, is the thing, too, so it's not like he's going to be in the play anyway. You're wasting a lot of boost as well in this play right here. See it? I think supersonic at 19. Oh, no, actually, I thought it was a little bit sooner. You hit supersonic, not bad. It's kind of like odd pathing, but I don't think it's like terrible. And I think it's odd because it's like you want to commit to this ball when it's not yours. And if you wanted to, right, like let's say you do hit this ball, it's just going into your corner and the guy hits it up and now you have like no boost, but then you take this. Like, you got to think of what the play is going to happen, right? Like, if you hit this ball backwards, your teammate comes up the wall and he hits it down the field, right? You have to go back for boost, which means you're not going to be on offense, and it's going to be a 1v1 now. And I don't know if I trust this guy with a 1v1, but it's like we're giving away possession in the long run by doing that. So it's kind of early for you to turn in because I thought that guy was going to hit it over your head. I don't know why we rushed this play either, because here, there's no reason for us to speed up really quickly. We can chill back, let this guy do whatever he's doing. If you wanted to hit this ball, you'd come in like this, but you'd be crowding.
Well, I thought he was going to pass it in the middle right there. That's why I rushed in.
Well, that's good,
the
right?
only reason. And when I saw him turn off, I was like, oh shit, what's going on here?
Yeah, it still like leads into you going too fast though and going past the ball and
Yeah.
everything. Because
Yeah.
if he does pass it in, you still beat this guy to the ball because you can be driving up. You don't kill your momentum, but you still drive at a normal speed. Let him do what he's
Okay.
doing, and then once you see him mess up this play, right, then you can turn in a little bit to like meet him with a pinch if you wanted to, or you can allow him like if you notice, oh, he's got his traction now, then allow him to pass, and then you come in for the quick shot. So.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like all those things play in. That's unfortunate. You can, instead of backing up here as well, you drift into this play. Because, like, you hitting this backwards into this corner over here, right, I don't think does much for you unless you half flip as well at the same time with the ball. Which I don't think is what we were thinking on this play. But
No. It was kind of a panic.
Mm-hmm. So turning around entirely would have been better, or backwards into a half flip into that play. So... you're covering back, but the way that you're pathing is like you want to cut in as well, while your teammate here is... I mean, I heard him rotating to the right side for boost, right? So it's like keeping in mind your just aural, what is it, audio, like peripheral as well. But also, let's say he was staying in net, you cutting across here doesn't really like help this play much because he's going to take up the wall and should take it around you as well.
So where should I be staying on that play?
Let's go back. So we'll...
Because when I came in initially, what happened was I was going to rotate back, and I saw him in goal, and I was like, oh, I have to keep pressure on the ball.
So here is like where I would check with my camera to see where he is, right? Because one, I can hear him revving his engine to the right. You can't because it's screen shared right now, but you can hear him like moving and then boosting into this on the right side. Pushing up on this plate, there's too much space in this area right here to close the gap and get a good challenge off without them completely messing everything up. We look at it from an overview, right? Like you're this far away from their play. They have a lot of different options to go on. Now, I'll ask you this question, right? Let's say we check back and we look back here and we notice that Commander Derp or Command Derp is waiting right here in net, right? And we've come in right here.
Yes.
What option do we have actually to watch this play?
As in, what could I have done?
Yeah, what could you do instead of cutting across here into the midfield?
Rotate to where he is currently sitting right now?
No.
Take boost, I guess?
No, that would...
Oh.
Not this boost either. We don't want to... This is, again, cutting across. So...
Okay, so no cutting across. So sit where your arrow is then on the back post.
Well, back post and, like, in here? You want to go here? Is what you're saying?
I don't... Oh, I don't know. It's because from what I've learned, you always you want to defend from in your goal. You don't want to be outside of your goal if you're defending. Like if you're the one back.
If you are the one back, you don't have to be in your net to save balls.
No. I'm trying to be hypothetical here on what if he's sitting back in goal. I shouldn't be in goal with him.
Let's say that they shoot this ball top right corner, right, and this ball comes in. Mm-hmm. He's not saving it, right? You could be here and you could save it, right? But there's another position that you could be in that could easily save this as well. And it's wall? We're looking at wall here, going up wall. Because here, a couple things play out, right? And just this is a general concept. I don't know how this play unfolds yet, but the way we're cutting across here is cutting like a lot of rotation off, and then Command Derp is going anyway, right? You going to wall, let's say he does stay like in net and he's like pushed up here for some reason. You going on wall allows you to save whatever play that he can't make, right? It also allows you to, if they hit it backboard, or then you're up on backboard, right? And then you can knock it away. And then it's a clear off to the side, right? If the ball comes across here and moves along the side, you come across and then you also meet this and you hit this along the wall as well. Depending on where they move on the field will dictate how you hit this ball. But you can meet the ball if it runs along the wall here. You can meet the ball if it gets hit directly onto backboard. You can also meet the ball if it gets shot over everyone's head as well.
Yeah.
It also allows you, let's say that they're going for a dribble play and now you have to play goalie. Well, now you just drop down and then you're in net already. It doesn't matter. So this position allows you to play a lot of different, like it shuts down many of their options, and it doesn't require Command Derp to be on your team at all as well. He could literally be doing anything else, and you're still covering all those zones equally as efficient, right?
Okay.
So it's just one way to be like independent from your teammate, and covers all the zones. And it's overall 2 and 3s. It's very important getting those passes along those ways. So anyway, Commander ends up going for it, right? Let's say we were on the wall too for this play. I mean, the way that this ball goes, we're watching this for the bounce, and then once it bounces here on this play, we can. You might miss it here. I have no idea. I actually see the spark here, so I don't know. It might be a ghost hit, but you could fly off the wall and meet this ball, and then hit this downfield really far. It would give away possession most likely, unless Commander moves up with you, which I wouldn't, expect. But it would get it away from this guy as well. If this guy decides to rotate and he just beelines it back and the ball's all alone, well, then you just drop off wall as well. And then you
Gotcha.
take it. But it all depends now on what this guy's doing. Now, for your play, the ball's left to you and you go for the hit. Yeah, you can see the spark here, but it doesn't end up happening because it's lag or however that ghost hit thing works. That was not a good hit because we had a lot of time.
Yes.
This guy is a mile back.
I should have power slid around as well, and I catch myself not doing that all the time.
You should collect that boost pad pronto, or not. You can get that boost pad now, or not. We don't have many options. Oh, well, that's a good bump. All right, it ends up working. Just like that.
It ended up.
I think that it makes our job a lot more difficult than it needs to be.
I accidentally grabbed that boost there. Yeah, that's what I said. I should not have grabbed that. I didn't mean.
Oh, that's what that meant. On this play, right? I don't know if do you do this every kickoff as well when you're middle back?
When I'm middle back, I tend to do that a lot.
It seems like a very.
Sometimes I cut out, like if I'm on the left there, like with him. I usually don't cut out to the left just because the ball rarely comes that way. If I'm up with him on the right side, I half flip back to get the big boost. Is that okay? Because it's not going to happen during this game.
Yeah, it doesn't happen in this game, but in general, right? Like this idea. Because most of the time I tell people if we have a setup here and we have someone anywhere here, any of these positions, right? Doesn't really matter too much because you'll go for one of the other boosts, right? That's an idea, going to the boost. And if you want to play defensive, right? Like... Well, let's go through the steps, right? You boost, flip into this boost right here because you take ball cam off to, look at this boost pad, hit it online, and then you're looking at the ball as you're flying through the air, right? Through your flip coming in. You hit the boost pad, and depending on how these two collide into each other, will dictate how you turn out as well. Sometimes it happens too quickly, and you have to choose a side because they haven't, made contact yet. Typically, I choose to, if you're playing more aggressive and you're feeling confident, you go here. And then if you're playing really defensive because you have no faith in this guy at all, or you're down, or it's overtime or something, you can rotate into here. And this allows you a defensive spot to come in this side, while as here you have to go on the back foot coming around. So anyway, you have those
What
two
about
options.
the opposite side of him?
Let's say you go this side.
His position.
Right.
Well, no. What if I start from that position? Because to my right forward.
Right
where he started,
right
but opposite side. No. Yeah, he started there, opposite side. If
Oh, you mean if he starts here, right?
If I start there, I usually would half flip back into the big boost. Is that okay?
So he's here. You're in the middle, right?
No, he started where he started normally.
Oh, you mean that you're doing a double diagonal kickoff?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would usually half flip back from that. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you want to do that.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't doing something really dumb because I usually have flip.
I mean, there are many different ways to take those kind of kickoffs. If this guy's been doing fast kickoffs and this guy's not reading them at all, then you collect this boost pad, path towards this one, and then see where this ball goes. And if it goes up the wall, then and this guy's moving to the right, then you take this boost pad and then you move around that boost pad so that your teammate can collect that 100. And then you move along here, right? But let's say that, or you have a teammate that does that kind of fast kickoff thing, then you can do that. But generally, you want to half flip into this part.
Okay.
But doing this right here, the big problem is that you've only collected like this little boost pad in the meantime, and you're using boost to cheat up anyway, right? Like, It doesn't really make much sense to me when you can just drive really slowly into that boost pad, have more boost, and be closer as well.
Gotcha.
So
That makes sense.
I would say break that habit. If you're going to cheat up. If you're going to stay on wall, or sorry, not stay on wall. I'm looking at this play. If you're going to play back, then just play back. Don't do like in the middle of those two. It's fine. We're taking a little bit. Oh, we're hesitating a lot now. Okay, well, we end up getting it anyway. It just looked awkward for his angle to come in, and I know he hasn't been playing well on the ground, like especially in that corner play that we had earlier. He messed that up pretty bad, so I figured he wasn't going to get a good touch. But I mean, you get the goal, so it's ends up moving.
I actually did exactly what you said last time on that kickoff right there, but I cheated up and it didn't work.
Here, oh yeah. So well, this is an entirely different kickoff, right?
Yeah, but
here I would go down the middle as well. Like
right behind him.
Yeah, I would go right behind him.
Okay.
If you're going to cheat up, right? One, it's pretty risky in doubles. As a general rule of thumb, for me, I like to cheat up, right? Because I feel like I'm very quick at recognizing where the ball is going to go off of kickoff immediately. But if you're not confident in those skills, then I'd say go to either boost pad. It doesn't matter. But if you're going to cheat up, you want to cheat up down the middle and be close, right? If that ball does get hit over your head, you're going to have to rely on your aerial skills to knock it to a corner. If it gets hit over their head, then you aerial up and you shoot that on net, and it's a goal. If it goes off to the side like this, well, you just saw Rafi go up, right? Like in this position, you'd be up here and you'd be turning out because the ball is going this way, right? Yes. Then you notice Rafi's going for the kickoff, like going for the hit, right? Which means you're circling around here and you're going to play out wide, right? Because when this ball eventually does come to you, well, it'll either come to you or it'll bounce off like that corner. Looks like it's bouncing off the corner, which means that when we swung out wide, we take the boost up here because when the ball bounces off of these corners, it rolls up. Right, and near us. So now it does that. We've already passed towards this boost pad. We take that boost pad. He's looking for that 100, right? And we would have taken it from him, which means he'd have 0 boost on this play. Well, we can check real quick, too, to see what he did. He has 0 boost. We take this boost pad away from him. He's out of the play entirely now. And this ball is going to be awkward because it's bouncing, but we would shadow the ball. Either that or if we're really quick, we jump up early and then knock this ball and it's a boom down the field. And it's off in their corner. There's a lot of different options that can play out in that, but taking that boost pad is pretty critical. And now we've allowed him a play to make, even though he doesn't. And this is unfortunate and all that. But it's not really about this miss that this play doesn't work out. Because if this guy was good, he'd knock it outside of you, right? And
I was playing the hit as well, which I guess I shouldn't be doing, but I do all the time. Like I'm going up to block and not to actually hit that ball.
That's if he hits it forward, right? I mean, one, you can beat this guy like as well. Just going up the wall, jump off here, and then you hit this ball past him as well because he's too far away. He's in this corner wall. You can see his angle at this thing. But then
that's more stuff that I do want to work on. That's most of why I wanted to do this is because in these positions I have no idea, and people I play with they're not used to like trying to coach somebody how to do things.
Oh, right.
So, like, I'm sitting here like, what should I do? Running through my head of what's the easiest way to get to this ball and not screw up a play.
well, we can all start off with this kind of play, right? We can start with the very beginning of it, right, where we choose to go off to one side over the other, which I prefer. If you're going to cheat up, just go down the middle, right, to read whether it goes right or left, because you don't know. So if it went off right, that'd be really fortunate for you. If it goes off left, then it's really unfortunate for you. So now that this ball has gone left, right, and we need to notice that these two are pushing up together. Rafi's going to hit this, and he does. And now we need to be beelining towards that boost because we have to recognize that this ball is going to bounce. Even if let's say it bounced off the wall too, and you grab that boost pad and circle around here, right? Then this guy has been moving along this side of the field anyway, right? And he's going to miss the ball because it's already bouncing off of this side, and he's looking for that 100 boost. And now you have a free ball to hit as well. There's like no reason to not go for this boost, essentially. And then up here, again, we hesitate. And then here, you should be more concerned with a hit outside of you rather than inside. Because if it does get hit inside, I believe you have your teammate rotated right behind you from what I can hear. I mean, he's coming around here. I don't know. He's kind of behind where I thought he would be. I was hoping he'd be a little bit more forward. But 2, a hit on the outside is closer to their team, which means that we can't really save that kind of play. It'll be too far away from us. So really our angle of attack should be a little bit more to the right. And then as you see this guy's missing, have your flip ready to flip left or right, not to go forward into it.
Okay.
It's just like our decisions from the very beginning of the kickoff can determine whether we kind of set ourselves up for failure. And that's kind of one of those scenarios, but we had a lot of opportunities in the middle of that to make that play work. Taking a lot of time here as well. Because I can see, like, backing up here. Like, that makes sense.
I thought he was going to push up right here.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? You have something better to do right now in the meantime, though, right? Because, 1, that guy just went on kickoff, right? This guy cheated up and then just backed off entirely, which means he's in his corner. You can boost towards that boost right there. Like, you know, you just... this ball you're not going to get, and you can swing out as well. You drift and swing out into here. It's a kind of a quick play that you have to make, but then you turn in, and then you take ball cam off to check out where your teammate is, like in this corner. And if he's going for this play...
that makes a lot more sense, yeah.
Yeah, if he's going for that play, then that's great. You know, wonderful for you. If he's not, then it's your ball. It's all you. So, kind of taking command of the game. We're still at 0 boost, so should be looking for boost pads, and we can't really make a play now. It's really important for us to get these boost pads for these plays, because we're... essentially, we've taken a goal away from ourselves by not collecting boosts prior to that play. Wow, okay. Go up wall. It's kind of a late read as well. They give a lot of time for these balls floating, and you're just taking a long time to read them. Once it bounces off of here, too, that's the key indicator that it's not going to be hitting this wall anytime soon, so we don't have to worry about that. It's moving away. Yeah.
This is another one of those things that I'm like, why did I not hit that ball? And I think it's a lot to do with me hesitating at the bottom when normally I'd already be almost up to that ball.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's okay for you to wait as long as that bounce doesn't happen, right? Because if that ball's moving slowly, you're trying to read like where it comes off of, right? But because this bounce happened earlier, that's our indicator to go in because it's taking too long. So, but definitely, like if you're feeling that, oh, your teammate got duped, and this guy's, oh my god, that was an open net. There again, like you're looking to make the quickest save possible. And actually, you make a quicker save by doing this. So I'm gonna zoom out, right? And I'll have you direct how you should path on this, right?
Okay.
So the ball's moving up slow, and it's going up here, and it's going around here, right? And let's say we're a little bit further back on this play, like it just got hit, right? So we're right here.
Okay, so I'm further back, and it's where it is now.
Yeah. So like the ball is here, and we know it's going up because we just saw this ball get hit, right?
Then I would say I need to swing left.
Yes, you want to swing left and then swing outside, right? And then come up for the
corner.
aerial, hit it into the corner, move along the wall, follow up on the next play and everything. And then once you get here, though, the play's still not over, right? Because you have the boost, right? The ball's coming up over your head. What should you do here now that we have a new sit area? It's a little bit off the wall, though. So, I mean, it's a little bit risky. It would take a long time for you to transition from this corner up here. Right, because all in this like zone we can't jump here. I've done that many times, and I can tell you from personal experience that that's not how that works. So wall play is not particularly good, just because it would take too long.
All right, and I've been in this situation before, which is why I hesitated so much here, is I'll go and try to pinch it pretty much into the backboard to get it to clear into the other corner, and I hit it right into our goal.
Yeah, but you don't even need to use well, we will use the wall, but like it's not a pinch, right? Like an aerial that you're going to do, right? An aerial that you're going to go for, right? Will lead to the next play, right? And so I want you to map out in your head right now how this is going to work and describe it to me, right?
Okay.
So you're going to jump up for the ball, and what's going to happen?
So I would jump up to go vertical up for it, or not vertical, but I'm gonna go into it, and what in my mind would happen right now is that ball, by the time I jump to it, because I didn't fast aerial because I am still not used to doing it every time I jump, is going to be too low, and I'm going to hit it straight into into our goal. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, does this ball? Let's see if this ball has upward momentum in this moment, right? Just real quick, right here. It's got like neutral momentum,
floating right there,
it's floating. So if we do, I mean,
which is what scared
if you
me.
super slow go up for it, then yeah, it's going to be a goal. So we're not really comfortable with fast aerialing on every play, which is kind of a factor in this.
I haven't gotten it down yet, which is really, I haven't gotten half flips down, to be honest with you. I just learned them. Someone just taught me them 2 weeks ago.
I mean, I can tell you certain things about those plays as well, because there are a lot of different ways that people describe how to half flip and how to fast aerial, and I have my own ways of doing them. And I know a lot of people say like bind your air roll button to a certain thing, like left stick or whatever, and push that in as you're doing. Yeah, that's what I hear from people doing. And for me, you don't even have to air roll for how I do half flips. So
really,
that's. it's the Kronovi way of doing half flips. So
okay.
It's pretty simple, where you diagonal backflip either this way. Well, I probably shouldn't do that in the yellow zone. Diagonal backflip either way, right, and then push up on your stick, and then it'll automatically flip you over. Half flip. So either way, I'll describe it later, but it's just really dicey you getting in there and you're blocking this guy's path a little bit, because let's say he bumped into your car, like it would be a disaster then, because you're both flying around everywhere. So definitely getting used to that kind of mechanic. We're missing a lot of boost pads as well. We could have 3. That would be, well, let's say you didn't get this boost pad, right? You'd have like around 80 boosts or something like that, right? So you have that boost pad on your right, you had one on your left, you had one in the middle, you had one on your right, and then you picked up that one over there. So I think we missed 3 boost pads out of the 5 that we went for. Hitting it away, that's fine. You just rotate around, check to see where your teammate is. But it's like we check for boost, I think, instead of our teammate. It's like, okay, our teammate's going for it, which means that we should be rotating in like this, picking up these 2 boost pads, and then swinging around. If that ball gets hit up high, then we go up wall. You know, it's one of those plays as well. But we're looking away when there's a hit on the field, so chill back. This is your hit. You didn't have to hit this hard either. I know we're worried about Rafi, but like, look at how
that's
he's
exactly
landing.
what it was.
Like,
yeah,
look, he's like flipping into this ball like really hard, so he's not going to land anytime soon. You hit this off your left corner right here to pop it up really softly and get it going, and then you use your boost to make a 1v1 play.
That's kind of why I went out of the wall from him as well, because I thought he landed a little better than I think he did. So there's that bump again.
Don't take that boost. Oh no.
Yeah, that's twice in one game.
That's unfortunate. We could have caught that.
I honestly thought he rotated the opposite way, and I took it the last one.
That's fine. It happens.
I'm actually really good about that because I get into it with a buddy of mine all the time.
Again, this was like only because like the goal should be to put this in the corner. We got on the wrong side of it, so I think it's a mechanical issue. We weren't going to hit that anyway, so we shouldn't have jumped to begin with. We should have just stayed on the ground for the next play. It's okay to lose certain plays. All right read, except that you kind of like flip. Like, I think we could have kept the ball up, right? Because you get here and you like flipped into it, and you know how to wave dash at all?
I do, but I can't use that in game. Like, I'm not good enough as far as being able to do it. I know how to do it. I just never have done it, I guess you could say.
This is one of those plays where like the wave dash kind of can come in use. If you can't wave dash though, then just hitting this normally, right, so that you land on the wall here, will allow you to get this ball moving on the wall. You move slowly with the ball, check out to see if you can bait this guy into a play, and if you can, like let's say he goes up the wall, well then you pop this ball out over his head, right? And because this boost pad is up, as far as I know, it allows you actually a play to happen. And the reason I recognize this is right here. You're looking back and a little pop up here would pop it out. You come down off the wall and then take the boost pad and shoot that in, and that's a goal. We're out of overtime. Or there's no need for overtime, but that's okay. Like a wave dash also works in that play too to get more speed on the ball, but just thinking about the next play going on. Teammates are there, good. You don't need to move this quickly because the play is going to unfold after a really long time, and that positioning is also really risky because that ball has to be in a very specific spot for you to shoot that ball. So it's like really risky. It's fine. Let your teammate push. He misses, and he misses that. That's fine though. Put that off. Don't hit it that hard though.
I meant to hit that into the corner there and miss hit it. I guess you could say.
Yeah. Just path over the 100 boost just in case it comes up. We're not sure. Take the boost away from that guy. It's not totally necessary to get a hit here, right? Because
and that's another question I had right there. In that instance, I didn't know if I should go for the boost, and you see me hesitate.
Right.
I didn't know if I should go for the boost or the ball.
Do you go for the boost or not? Like, what happens if we get the boost? Does he have enough boost to drive it past us? Like, no, and he's also landing pretty wrong, right? So you go right into this boost pad, take it away, drift into it, and when coming into this, you jump up and left flip into the ball. To where now this guy, it gets the same hit. In fact, you might even have a better angle because you're coming across him rather than into him where there's a huge wall in your way, too. It kind of allows all that. Now he doesn't pass towards the 100 boost. It's kind of important.
Completely messed up a half flip there.
That's fine. Oh, and we need... the landing's a little bit sloppy on that, where we just need to air roll to get our landing right. This is a dangerous push right here. Like, it might not seem like too much of a big deal, but like this little forward that you go, like you notice that you just went forward right here. Yeah. If this guy pops this ball up over your head, like towards this way, you now have to like kill your momentum and jump up in the air with no like momentum at all.
So
you're going to use a lot of
was
boost.
Rotating behind me, I should not pull out for that.
Well, that kind of plays out differently, right? Because our teammate like spawned here, and now we got to recognize he's in front of us. Yeah. But let's say he was behind us, right? Well, then we should be beelining for this, right? Because it's taking a long time for him to read this play, and we have enough boost to cut this off as well.
Yeah.
But what's stopping us from the beginning is this guy right here. Well, him coming in towards you, that doesn't matter, right? Because like here, like you going for this, your path is blocked by him anyway. So you don't want to go for this to begin with, which means you should be playing goalie because you've committed to that spot as well.
Okay.
Here is a little bit awkward.
And I would have had a better hit on that.
Yeah, you would have, but like, I mean, it's not bad either. Like, what ended up resulting in that. Wow, what a banger. We shouldn't be looking away. We should be looking at this play, right? Because this ball gets hit up high. It's not a goal. Even if we think it's a goal, we should be watching it to make sure that it definitely goes in. And we're not sure what kind of hit this guy's going to get. Let's say he hits it off to the right.
Should I have 180 there?
You like watch the ball and be like this way, right? Okay. So you'll be facing right because the way he can hit this is left or right, and you'll get a better read of this as this play happens, right? And so for him, it like goes well over his head. And now that you're turned right into this, you swing around, come here, and then it's a free shot on net because he's going to be falling.
Yeah.
If he did hit this over to the right, well, then you're going to the right anyway. If he is starting to hit it to the left, you'll notice that his car... Oh, shit. There we go. You'll notice that his car's going to hit it to the left, which means you'll be turning into this play anyway, and you'll be ready for the next one. So kind of all plays in on itself, and that was a scoring opportunity right there. And it's because we take ball cam off to look for boost. This is fine. Well, now we have to go, but we can't allow that to happen as well.
Yeah.
We're taking too long.
Yeah, I should have been up there way before that.
We could do the wall play, which would be a little bit more difficult mechanically because we're going vertically up the wall rather than off to the side. But we also can just dump this as well. Our flip's a little bit awkward. Commander is going to push. That's fine. We just take that boost pad. Wait back. This is fine. We let this go. Oh, we don't need to go up unless, you know, like... The reason why I'm not saying at this angle, right, is because we're heading left with our momentum, so hitting the ball to the right is going to be a weak hit. If you want to hit this ball really hard, we swing out, and then we come around, and then now we have forward momentum rather than left momentum, and that ball's going to get hit in really hard. So I'm okay with you staying on the ground here and reading this play and taking their boost pads away from them and waiting for this guy to commit to the ball and then going above him, but this play is just dumping it for now for us to be on defense. I don't know what you're trying to do here either.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, this one, from in hindsight, we should be just going for boost pads. But
Yes, and I think what it was, I think I had enough to get up and at least demo him and get him out of the play.
We're waiting.
But I think that was my only reasoning for going.
Here. Oh my gosh, your teammate demoed a goal. That's a goal.
Yeah. And right here, I did not think he was going to come across for that ball, and it was kind of one of those like panic hits, like, oh shit, he's right in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would chalk this up to kind of being unfortunate, though. I mean, he gets that demo, and then we can see him that he's coming across here, and then once this demo happens, you got to think of where he could possibly be. Like, let's say I had no information, like this guy isn't on my screen, right? But I knew from an earlier play that he just demoed that guy, and he's on this left side of the field. There's only one way he can pop out of the smoke as well. And because this guy got demoed too, you don't even have to hit this at all. You can just let this ball be the way it is. But I mean, you described it as a panic hit, so there's just a lot of different reasons why. But I think one of the main problems plaguing you is your pathing towards a boost. Whether it's not even just the play that you went down the side here, it's like everything else that we had a lot of different opportunities to take their boost pads or set ourselves up to have a lot of boost pads, right? It's just like we're killing a lot of our own opportunities by not hitting these things and memorizing where they are. Do you play on free play with unlimited boost, or do you take that off?
I think it's unlimited.
You probably want to get used to taking it off and getting used to pathing onto boost pads. And I want you, especially like when you're doing free training, because you should be doing that at every moment
I do it a lot. Now that I have this the Bacchus mod, I love it because it lets me work on different things.
Definitely can do a lot of stuff. I don't really use it that much because it breaks people's names, and I need to see people's names when I'm coaching them. So
what do you mean?
Like, when
I don't know anything about it. Like, literally all I know is I can hit up and it goes on top of my car, and I hit down.
Oh, well, do you ever see like people's names like either blocks or their names are entirely different things or stars or whatever?
Yeah.
That's like Bacchus mod glitching. The only time that it's censored is when they're asterisks, and it depends on what their names are and everything. But because people's names break and I need to see their names, just doesn't work out for me. But I would use it. So anyway, take off unlimited boost for sure, and start pathing and memorizing these paths. I want you to be hitting the ball like really hard every time you're going into free training and using a lot of boost. So it forces you to path onto more boost pads to collect them and keep your speed up the whole time. It'll also help you practice your wall play because you'll be hitting it along the wall a lot of the time. It'll be helping your reading as well because you'll be hitting it off walls a lot. Shooting on net, I guess, technically, right? But all that kind of stuff is going to be kind of factored in when you do that. As well, the way that you use camera, like I think you use it to look at boost pads when you are looking for 100 boost pads, and that's about it. You might check occasionally for other people, but it's, I think, not often enough. And the times that you decide to go for taking ball cam off are moments when the play's about to happen, when the play's about to change, when two cars are about to collide, and that's the worst time to take it off because we need to know where this ball is going to be. The moment we can take it off is when the ball's bouncing or the ball's up in the air floating, right? Because the ball, nothing's going to change the direction of it. So the only things that are going to change the direction of it are the cars and walls. And that's when we want to look at the ball cam, is like during those moments. I'm not saying play mostly with it off because, that can be disorienting and you need to know where people are moving in relation to the ball most of the time. But your choices of when to take ball cam off are poor because it's during these moments when these moments are happening. So I could see that plaguing a lot of your plays to happen. Your defense is also poor with how you rotate into it, and I think you need to get more used to playing off wall and defending off of wall rather than AFKing into net and going into here, as well as getting used to certain mechanics to accomplish certain plays on defense, like with the play that floated above. Obviously we want to be able to fast aerial on that. We also should have pathed immediately to the left side so that we can hit that to the right side, but we need to get used to fast aerialing. Our half flips need to be more consistent as well. And your flips as well. When you're aerial flipping into the ball, you choose to, I think, flip forward a lot of the time, rather than using your flip to change direction.
Okay.
Which I think is a more useful tool in general, especially when defending, than it is getting the hardest hit you can. So, other than that, like those are the big things I saw in your gameplay. Do you have anything like else to add as well to that, or like things that you may have noticed that I didn't cover as well?
No, not really. I mean, we hit a lot of that game. Luckily, even though it was a little shorter than it actually was because of the disconnect. I
mean,
think
because of the
I actually did a lot of the things that I have problems with in that game. Like it just so
Yeah,
happened a lot of the things that I'm getting frustrated with for some reason keep happening.
and I mean the hesitation, like it
The
happens.
hesitation's killing me. It's
Right.
driving me absolutely crazy.
It is killing you, right? But there are other things with regards to the gameplay that are playing into you, I think, hesitating as well, which I
Okay.
think comes a lot from this boost meter and also recognizing these people and what they're doing as well. Because
All right.
we can be waiting on like certain plays from them, but if we're not paying close enough attention to certain details, like where they are, if their car is facing on that corner part, or if they're falling from a play, right, that we need to recognize those little details instead of just the very general picture of, oh, they're near the ball, they want to make a play, right?
Okay.
Also kickoffs as well. I think that the way you take kickoffs
Is
is a
it-
little bit awkward, but it's not terrible. Like I don't think any one person's kickoff is wrong necessarily, as long as it works at the end of the day. But I could see your kickoffs not working because of how you react to them, right? You going back here and using a lot of boost is a huge waste, and you've not cheated up at all. Like you could have been a lot
Yeah.
closer and had the same amount, literally the same amount of boost as on this. Actually more, because you would have had 32 off of kickoff, right? Yeah, 33. You path into here, and then you would have gotten 12, so 45. So, yeah, even though it's a shorter replay, I think that we had a lot to cover as well. And there's a lot of different ways to solve those problems and work on those on your own as well. But,
Okay.
there are, like, when it comes to backboard defense, usually pulling a friend in will and have the settings on it where it's like extra bouncy and light ball, and he just bangs the ball onto the wall, and then you use the backboard and try to hit it away from him. So anyway, that's kind of, I know we went over time, but I'm totally prepared for that because you're my last session for the day as well.
Gotcha.
So I'll stop the
appreciate it.
video. I'll stop the video here, but yeah, for sure, man.